live.
We're live. Hello, Facebook community. I'd like to say hello to the U.S. community, the community in Canada for tuning in today, and of course, all of the other communities that we participate in. We have Australia, the UK. If Italy is listening, hello to that community. What am I missing? Ireland, Spain.
Italy.
Yeah, I said Italy. So to all the communities, Canada, to all the communities, good morning. We're going to go through and talk about some of the new products in detail. And we're also going to answer some of your questions this morning that you've been emailing David. So go ahead, David.
Okay, the first one, let's go to the linen materials.
Linen, over here. Okay, so we actually have another linen over there that I should show. We have two different styles of the linen material that we are showcasing. We're really excited about the feedback. Just a really nice organic look. There's going to be a number of different shades, but it's a nice tight weave. So I love the color selection. Very natural, organic looking. So this is one of the linens that you're going to see coming from Graphistudio. With, of course, as always, we have concepts that we show at every single trade show. So that doesn't mean just because these concepts are here that we're going to be flipping the switch right away and launching them. We use trade shows for focus groups. We get feedback, we do some tweaking, and then we launch. So the focus group results in the last 2 days regarding the linen has been fabulous. So we have a nice dark gray, and then there's a debossing. And then David, let's go over, there's another linen on the original wedding book over here that I'd like to show. And this one is a little bit more coarse. It's very soft. Let me see if I can, here we go. Okay, so you can see how that grain, the weave pattern is different, a little bit thicker, very, very durable. So great feedback on that as well. You're going to see this linen on some of the Amalfi prints that we have on display in the booth. I hope that helped answer the question.
As far as the original wedding book, there's some good news about some changes in the original wedding book.
The original wedding book, yes.
I think so.
Oh, great. So here's another. So this is linen. Thanks, Katie. So we have Katie. We have Lisa Larkins to all of the community members watching here. We have Shelly somewhere. We'll say hi. And I know it's hard to. So with this is our Go Mats. So the Go Mat box. I actually had a question in our community this morning regarding the Go Mats. So the Go Mats, it's very similar to the Go book. Instead of a book being displayed inside of the box, we have the individual mats, and then that can be displayed on a shelf. Some really nice, elegant look. And then we have an example of the Go book and the Go box. The box is made of a really durable MDF. It's like a chipboard material. And we get a lot of questions like, well, how does the baby book differ from the Go book, from the original wedding book? And we'll probably line some of those books up in sequence so then you can see each example. It's kind of nice to be able to have somebody go through the features and advantages and benefits of each, because they certainly do differ. So for the baby book.
So before we go there, for the Go book,
sorry.
Is there any material coming up for the new book, Go book?
Yes. So the Go book line, as many of you probably know, we have the two different options for the covers. We have a photo cover, then the spine in the back is a leatherette. Or you could look at now the linen material. So we're really excited about the third option. So again, the Go book, right now we have a photo cover with a cloud leatherette spine or back, or you can get a cloud leatherette on the front cover, and then you can have, with color overprinting, you can add the names and dates. But now we're looking at a third option with the linen material. I can take this lid off, that might help a little bit. So this is similar to...
That's nice and green, right?
That is the color overprinting.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect. Okay.
Nick ran to say hi.
Here.
Go. Okay. Should we move on to describing some of the features of the product line? So our program starts out with the baby book. The baby book is our opening price point, starting on at $72. And we often get questions, how is the baby book different than the Go book? And this is how it's different. Baby book, the box is included. So it's not optional. So when you purchase the baby book at the opening price point, you're going to get, for $72, the book, and the box. What I love about the baby book, on the inside lid, you can include a photo. It's perfect. Real estate, use that space. You can also enhance the baby book with some ennoblement with a raised varnish. This is the raised silver foil. Isn't that beautiful? Mm-hmm. So it's spine is a nice thin spine. This is typically intended for, of course, we call it the baby book because we were targeting newborn photographers, so it's been a big hit with newborn photographers, but sign-in books. The baby book with Tintoretto paper is perfect for sign-in books, for engagement books, parent books. The turnaround time is 10 days or less for the baby book. We have it's a touch material. The box is made of a heavy-duty cardboard, so it's kind of like a honeycomb cardboard. So it's not hollow out. It's still cardboard, but it's a durable cardboard. How is that different than the Go Book? The Go Book, you can purchase the box as an add-on. As opposed to the baby book, it's the book in the box. Also, we just went over the box features. The box is an MDF, a wood chip material versus the heavy-duty cardboard. And there's different sizes available. For the most part, the Go Book is a scaled-down version of the original wedding book with fewer options because we have a separate production line because we want to be able to turn around the product within 10 days or less, 10 business days or less. Okay, so baby book, Go Book, that's in sequence to price point. So it's second tier. Now we're going to go to the Young Book and original wedding book. Very similar for the most part in pricing. How is the Young Book different than the other products that we just looked at? There's more personalization options. When you purchase the Young Book, you will also receive the Young Book box. We have a wide variety of different materials, so there's really not a lot of restrictions in the Young Book program for covers. The only restriction for a cover would be the metal cover, because we can add the Crystal Glance cover. In the base price included with the Young Book, you'll see we have a photo cover. You can also add cloud leatherette, maple, and there's a wide variety of different materials included in the base price. The binding is very similar to the baby book. However, what's interesting, when you order the Crystal Glance, this is David's book. Okay. You guys are a team. So this is the Crystal Glance.
Yeah,
and
goes around.
And then, yeah, that's a great feature. So when you order the Crystal Glance on the Young Book, you'll see that the acrylic material is integrated all throughout the block. So on the front, the spine, and the back. So it really protects the block, and also it makes for a nice look.
It gives
very
it more
durable
sturdiness.
So with the Young Book, like the baby book, you can include a photo on the inside lid. This is an example of the Sequoia, and this was done as an exception because Sequoia right now is not a standard material part of the Young Book program. We have to special order the Sequoia in a thinner material so we can get nice clean edges for the wrap. And then there's laser engraving on the front lid. So there's a lot of personalization options for the Young Book. You'll see here's another example of the Young Book. This is the color overprinting, and it's raised and it's gorgeous. And that's on the white touch. And another example where we can personalize and customize the product for our clients. This was color overprinting, and so imagine taking the invitation and created a PNG, and then we can simply recreate that on the box.
They're asking if there's a smaller version of the 8x8 of the Go Book.
Oh, sure. Yeah, right around. Let's go. I think the Go Book. Let's go this way. Smaller version. We have a 6x6, 8x6, and 6x8 smaller version of the Go Book. So here we go. This is
6x8 or 8x6.
This is an 8x6. This is an 8x6.
And there's a 6x6.
And then here we go. So I'll put this in my hand so you can get a feel for. I'll hold it up first, and then I'll just take the book out. You can get a feel for the size. It fits right in my hand.
And the limitations on the Go Books is the paper. It has to be photographic paper.
The paper's photographic at the moment, yeah.
Ooh, at the moment.
Love. Whoops. Sorry, you caught me. You're tricking me, David. I'm giving away all the secrets. All the secrets. And then we have the original wedding book.
Yeah.
Yep, so we're kind of jumping around, but let's go. We'll finish up the comparison. So we went over the baby book, the Go book, the Young book, and then here's some new updates with the original wedding book. So at this show, for the first time, this is the original wedding book. So we used to, as in the sales office, describe one of the differentiating factors with the original wedding book was it had a rounded spine. So now that's going to be a little bit more challenging for us because we're now looking at square spines. So this is the original wedding book with the square spine.
Which I love.
And again, this is just a concept at the moment, so we're getting feedback, and we've had great feedback at the show. So for everybody tuning in to this Facebook Live, let us know your feedback on all of these products. That would help us identify the top priorities and how we should be moving forward as well. We have 130 products that we're looking at launching this year. We have over 30 to 40 new products, or concepts, I should say, that we're looking at this show. So we need to start prioritizing. A top priority is going to be the wall art, which we will discuss, and of course the portrait boxes are coming too. So those are next in line.
And then we had the matted album.
So the matted album, and with the original wedding book, we have all of the cover options are available, all of the paper options. So again, going back to the Young book, really the only restriction for covers would be the metal cover. So matted albums, we have two matted albums on display at WPPI. We have the beveled, which you're looking at, and then we have the slim. And the paper technology, the printing technology is printed on the Canon Dream Labo, and this is the HD Fine Art. So just remember a couple of things with our matted album here. I'd like to show this too, because with the matted album you can have a nice pano. And then,
so it can be a mixture of flush melt and matted album.
Yeah, so here's an example. We always have questions, how many images can I fit on a page in the matted album? So this is a great example. We have a book back at the sales office in Minnesota. It's from Yervant, and I thought it was really clever. If Yervant's tuning in, hi Yervant, we miss you here. And Annie, of course, as well. Annie's probably dialing in, so if you have any comments or questions, let us know. But Yervant has he's done a book where it's a open mat as such that you see over here, and then with the layout, the design that he created, there's 4 images, because he didn't want to have it really busy looking with the thick mats in between. And those 4 images, he put a white border in between. So there were 4 images, but a nice clean mat. So the ability to show multiple images could be done in more of a creative manner. So I thought that was really creative. Yervant's also done some matted albums with ovals and circles. So again, with the Graphistudio matted album program, as long as you're following our specifications, the tolerances that we ask on the perimeters, we will then, as long as there's a black key line, we will custom cut. So you're not really put into a box on templates.
Will the square back will be available on the matted album?
If there's enough feedback for the square spines, then yes, that would follow suit. This is an example of, this is Keta's, that's a flush mount.
It's a good example of the stitched cover with 2 different materials, the woven and the leather.
Yeah, so
it's gorgeous.
On the original wedding book, not the Young book, but the original wedding book and the matted album, you have the choice of doing a seamless or a stitched spine. So in this example, you can coordinate different materials that have maybe the same color tones. So we have the leather, distressed leather, and then a woven. And then we'll show you some other examples of the seamless. This is an example of utilizing different materials and colors. This is our larger die cut. And this is the slim matted album with the HD glass. The work is by Keta. Love the HD printing, the results at the show. We have customers that have been coming back. They're like, we went everywhere, and we've never seen any print quality quite like this.
I've never seen so many wows.
Yeah.
In these last 2 days, people with the product.
So this is a book is Bob and Dawn Davis, and it's the DMA, and we have 2 different materials. So we have the cover material, large die cut, and then the woven spine and back. So this is an example of the stitched. Now you could also stop the stitched here and do a different material and the back cover. So you have a lot of great options available for customizing your covers.
What's the difference between the DMA, digital matted album, and the matted album?
Sure. Matted album, we're cutting the mats. and then there's an image directly underneath the mat, so kind of sandwiched in. So mats are being cut. Photo is inside the mat. For the digital matted album, the one that you see here, and this was launched prior to the matted album, we are able to include different paper mediums in the DMA. We can also, with the DMA technology, with UV printing, we can include, embellishments such as, artwork from the invitation. We can use the DMA as borders around images.
It can be raised varnish.
It could be raised varnish. We have the vellum. We have the UV. So you can get a feel for, and we're printing directly on the board. So with the DMA, let's say I selected a board that was blue, and I had the same design. I first have to, it's like priming your walls. I first have to go in, the factory does, and they prime that area, that space where the image is going to be printed in white. So we're color overprinting in white in these sections. Then we'll go back and print that image, and it's a crazy process when you think about it, but it truly is an art book. If you're looking for that Lamborghini in the showroom, this is the type of product that you want to have for your ultimate custom book.
Because the technology allows it to be very creative at the moment of laying out the images on the paper.
So this is
you can do a lot of crazy things with it.
Yeah, you can go as crazy or as clean. This is a clean DMA, and that's exactly what Bob and Dawn wanted for this particular client. And we have other DMA examples where every single page has a different experience, a different paper color, a different paper medium, from photographic to offset to Tintoretto to the artboards. So you can customize each spread for the experience of that particular event.
One thing that people, I think that's all the books basically. So I hope that people understand that.
Well, it's not really. We have the Primo, and we have the Amalfi. We have so many other new concepts coming. But you're right, as far as the core program. So we're having fun, playing around a little bit. This is the baby book box with the Primo. This is the Canon hinge, I call it the, it's like a pinch hinged system. And it has a photo hardback, intended to be a really amazing price point. So if you're looking, and the paper is printed on the Canon Dream Labo. So this is the HD luster. I'm probably paging through too fast here. Look at the print quality.
Yeah,
how spectacular is that? Look at this.
There's one coming up that I just love. My favorite picture. That one there.
The detail.
When you see that picture in person, is mind-blowing, the printing of that picture. There's the fold on the dress, details on the black. It's just sweet.
Okay, so let's see what other...
I think one that will be very exciting will be the Japanese find.
The Japanese? And then should we show the youngbook.mov with the new stand and how that works?
Oh, this is right here. So
okay. So we have, for those of you joining us today, if you have not had a chance to look at the Young Book, oops, sorry. Here we go.
We've been doing it backwards so much for the last couple of days there.
So the youngbook.mov, there's two different options. We have a 7-inch screen or we have a 10-inch screen. The 7-inch screen will accommodate a 2 gig file and the 10-inch screen a 4 gig file. And then you can see on the side, I'll just turn this box and let everybody see the USB port. So all of the youngbook.movs ship with a USB cable. Simply plug it into your computer and it'll recognize the .mov device on your computer, drag in your slideshow, and that's it. Simple to use. So you can see I'm holding the lid at the moment, and we have come up with a stand, an integrated stand, that I'm really excited about. Let's see if I can... So again, the USB area is a little bit more sleek and modern on this. I love the direction of where we're going with this product.
And it's a very standard USB port like the one you use in the readers and Android phones and things like that.
So I just pop a little pressure on the side and the stand pops out. It's integrated within the box. And with one hand, this is hard. Here we go.
John, thank you for sharing the book. This is one of her favorite ones, the DMA.
And there you go. So A self-integrated stand.
Yep.
Isn't that beautiful?
And you just hide afterwards.
Yay. What's next?
Okay.
Look at the personalization that you can do on the original wedding book. This is another book by Bob and John Davis. This has been huge at this show.
And then it's a very modern slick, and then you have the organic with the woven.
Love this.
It's a beautiful combination.
And see the box that it matches? So Perry and is it Ethan? With the maple design box. Love the maple design box. Starts at $65. Super box. So if you're not including the design box, you should just include it with every order. Protects the book and it adds a lot of value for personalization. Okay, so we're back to the linen program. So we have a couple of book concepts that we should talk about. We have the opera book. So this is the Sequoia leather wrap. Love this book. This has been a big hit for the show. And then we have the hand-stitched woven material. So it's just like such a tactile experience as I'm kind of revealing the box here. It's just a great presentation. Slide it out of the box a little bit. This is a book, Ketta's work. And this is the HD deep matte. Yeah.
And if you guys haven't seen that paper in person, you gotta see it in person. It's just amazing. By far, my favorite paper.
Okay, next, it's like never ending. We have
this is just gorgeous.
So let's take a close shot of the spine. So this is a true fine art book. You can do like your best of. You could do engagements of the bride and groom, a series. So we have the Amalfi paper, torn edges, and we have the Japanese binding, and the colors are just amazing in this book.
Yeah, there are already people quoting Dawn's words. The book is the hook.
The book is the hook. I love that. Oh, yeah. Love how she's coined that.
So Dawn's gonna be famous now. We're saying the book is the hook.
And then we will touch on. We have one more book.
Before we go there, so one of the questions people ask: release time, when they're gonna be available. That's a golden question.
Yeah, I know. We've been asked that on the community. It seems like nonstop, and it's a fair question. So don't get me wrong. We love those questions. So thank you for being excited about our program. And as soon as we have an ETA, I promise you, we will post it in the community. And after the show, I'm going to do a recap, and everybody that was here and for the community, you're not going to be excluded. So we'll make sure that you're aware of all of the new initiatives and the timing. As soon as we have pricing, if we can do pre-order on some of them, we'll get these products in your hands as soon as we can. That's our goal too. Say hi to Dario.
Buongiorno. Good morning, everybody.
We're live everywhere around the world.
Exactly. I don't even know if I have to go Italian or
Bonjour.
English.
So we're answering a lot of questions. Why don't you join us so we can kind of take team. Okay, so
sure.
Next question.
Okay, one big question that we got was about the wall art.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's come over.
How it works, when they're going to be available, how it's made. They really want to know about specifically of the canvas, how it's made.
Okay, so first of all, I had a very interesting conversation yesterday with Roberto Falk.
Yeah.
So he's a great user of canvases of this size and bigger, of course. And we were talking about the quality, the general quality that you can grab on the market. And we had the tour on the show floor. And it was interesting because he realized what I meant for quality, which is not a PVC canvas like you can grab everywhere on the web or in the generic lab, or talking about the quality of an animule fabric, because canvas means fabric. Yeah. It's not meant to be a PVC with a fabric texture impressed on. That's a big difference, because when you print on plastic, which is a primer that actually absorbs the color, it's like a PVC thing. It's it doesn't give the feeling and the quality that you're looking for.
That's why it has a shine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you look at the typical canvas that is hanging everywhere here, and you move like this, you can see it's shiny.
Yeah.
Because that's the surface, and it's a PVC. It's not even a canvas. But for some reason, the industry it's delivering the same stuff to everyone. So regardless the lab, the brand, or whatever, it's always the same soup. You can grab only that. So at some point, even talented photographers cannot realize, what's good and what's not good, because there's no competition. Yeah. It's always the same thing.
But not anymore, right?
But not anymore, because that's,
Is it okay if I take I'm going to take this down, because we should look at the back too, because that's really
impressive.
impressive.
Oh, yeah. We want to give you a finished product, front and back, first. Because, when you deliver quality, when you deliver, expensive... let's look at the other sample for the corners, which is even more specific. And so I'm saying that, this one. So I'm saying that you need quality, and quality is a fine art Hahnemühle canvas, printed at 12 colors. That's the quality. Then we have handcrafted the new solution, as you have seen. So basically, it's no more a canvas, with staples and a wooden frame, but it's something really finished everywhere with the perfect corners. Believe me, there's no competition. Yeah. It's a different league.
The last 2 days, I have to tell you, if the community, if you guys have a chance to touch this product, you're going to get the same results. It feels just so soft to your touch, and the comments from the last 2 days have always nonstop have been about how finished the corners are, as Dario was saying. It's a gorgeous look. Nobody else offers that except for Graphistudio.
And it has like a cushy feeling to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, this won't bend over time, because can you hear that? So it's a solid thing. It's not just a frame with a canvas wrapped around and with the staples, which is not quality. It doesn't deliver the quality you're looking for. It doesn't deliver the value you charge for. That's an important thing. You need your IPS. If you show this or if you show that, sorry guys, but people will realize very quickly where to go, where to gravitate.
Yeah. What about the archival? We had a question in the community that's going to be coming up. So let's talk a little bit about that, and then while you're doing that, I'm going to grab the certificate panel.
Oh yeah,
that's very important.
Yeah, let's talk about the definition of archival. Archival means that it doesn't alter over time. Okay, mainly that. Now, this is a concept applicable to paper prints or canvases or any kind of prints. And it must be inkjet. It must be, let's say, whitening agent free. You don't have to have any yellowing halos over time. The colors must stay there consistently over 100 years minimum, but very often the certifications are 300 years. This is the definition. Now, this print, this canvas, matches this definition. The PVC canvas doesn't match the specification, and that's intuitive why. It's a PVC. And speaking about the value and the perceived value, Maureen, what's the definition that I heard like 15 years ago, Joe Busink, during a seminar, and he really delivered the right definition about art and a piece of art.
Yeah, it's not art until it's signed. So I want all of you in the community that are professional photographers, if you take your craft seriously, you need to sign your work. And I love what we're doing here with their certificate of authenticity. This is an example. If Ben and Raheel are on, we have King and Fields. I love this. It's a raised color overprinting. And then we have the date and the signature line. Isn't this great? Everybody loves this.
It's just great. Instead of applying a label, okay, which would be anyway okay and far better than not having anything at all. But this is printed on. It's embedded in the product. It's even better.
Yeah, your customers can't get this at IKEA. Your customers can't get this at Costco. This is proof of that. This is a one-of-a-kind certificate of authenticity from a professional photographer to their client. Increases the perceived value, handcrafted, made in Italy. I really don't think it gets any better than that.
When you claim to be an artist, when you claim to be an artisan, you have to remember that this is really about the quality that you can deliver. And what I mean, quality means a lot of things, of course, but as Maureen just said, when you sign your piece of art, it's one of a kind, creation to me as a client, and this means the world to me. So this is, different level. So forget about the money, the price, the competition, the next guy on the block. It's not about that. It's about me creating something for you. It's not about me selling something to you. You know what I mean? That's a huge difference.
Did we look at these?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other big times we are having here is plexiglass panel, which is, luxury at the pure state. As you can see, even here, the finishings are perfect. In this case, you're looking at a metallic print, so it's a silver light print, but the regular product will feature a 12-ink inkjet print, so it will be even better. You can see all the details on the edges and the corners, how we have wrapped the lamination. So again, the idea, look at this.
Ready to hang?
Ready to hang with elements that we build in-house. So the idea is to give to your clients something substantial and so well refined that it really delivers the flavor everywhere from every angle you might look at. And this is fantastic, especially when you charge grants for this. There must be a perceived value, and there are a lot of clients out there waiting for you, waiting for this kind of quality, waiting for spending their money in something valuable. Of course, if we go to McDonald's, just saying, that's a different thing. And it's plenty of McDonald's everywhere. By the way.
So then we have the glossy version, the matte version, and then another option. And then there's different materials on the sides that we're looking at as well. I think that's important to discuss.
This wooden lamination, or leatherette, or pure green leather.
Nice.
Could be like a light colors too.
Like a?
Light colors, like white.
Oh yeah. We are, we are trying to solidify the program right in these hours, and in my opinion, we shouldn't have too many options, because then you have to feed, different people, different environments, different budgets. So we want to stay simple and give you, let's say, the white, the black, the leather, the leatherette, the lamination. Period. It must be simple but effective.
And the leather, it comes in white anyway.
Yeah, anyway, exactly. So it will work. So you can see the difference. It's the same gorgeous pictures from Jerry Jones. And you can see by yourself the difference. It's really a matter of taste.
Dario, let's talk a little bit about the sizes. So that's been a popular question over the last 2 days. The sizes, again, that you see here are the 20 by 20.
20 by 19.5
close to 20 by 20.
19.5 to be precise.
And then the sizes that we're looking at moving forward, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's very typical to ask for compositions. So you will see what we call now collections. So in a matter of probably 10 days or less, you will see the order form online with the different collections. It means different compositions with different formats. So square, rectangular, more landscape, more 3:2 ratio, and just to give you a ballpark, it's like anything between the 20 by 20 or 20 by 15 up to 40 by 60.
Nice. Sold. That should answer all your questions.
Field.
We have you covered, because I was getting hit last night with text messages, private messages. Will the sizes be larger? So hopefully that helps.
And yes, they are not available in the trade area yet.
No, not yet. However, we will be sending out some type of an email after the show. So I know some of you have some urgent needs and you're ready to place a large order with your current supplier for wall art. So I would encourage all of you to just speak with us about that before you go ahead and do that, because we're going to be ready really soon on this program. And of course, the sales office can answer any of your questions.
Yeah, don't let the order form be your bottleneck. So if you are in great urgency for the products, it's there.
We can help you.
We can help you, no worries. And speaking about new things, what about this luxury?
Gorgeous. That is gorgeous.
I wouldn't even name the picture. You probably recognize here the incredible talent of Vicky Papas Vergara. And so this is the new leather print that in this version comes as a lead for the legacy box in the Surprise range, Surprise collection range, but the same technology can be available in larger size. Now, many are asking how large, and because size matters, this is the size available. Okay, so from this up to that.
Love it. Any questions that we have?
No, that's it.
Okay, so we're going to touch on, the show is going to be starting here, so we're going to fast forward, and I think we've been on here now for 4.5 an hour, so thank you for your time. We're going to keep moving along. With the Surprise collection, I did do a Facebook Live at Imaging, so you could go back to the Imaging Facebook Live video and go through the program detail, but what we'd like to feature for this particular product line are the bags.
Yeah.
So we have
Let me show you how it works.
couple of variations of the bags. Oh, thank you.
I'll be back in a second.
Okay, so while Dario's grabbing some of the contents that'll go inside the bag, then we're going to gravitate over to the portrait boxes, and then we're going to go over to the Amalfi. I think we have one more bag over here, though, David, I think. You get a little tour of our booth.
So yes, the idea is to give you something that works as the material swatch box, but actually it's a material swatch bag. So basically you will be able to order very soon this beautiful thing to grab all the materials and colors featured in the Surprise range, but in a more feminine presentation. And I think that it's much more consistent with the spirit of this operation.
So the bags can be made in any of those materials?
No, we will push very hard for the black leatherette for a good amount of reasons, but I would say for flexibility, durability, affordability.
It looks like leather.
Isn't that nice? Look at that.
Looks like, yeah, exactly. There's no need to upgrade, or actually you could upgrade on request, but I think that this is fair enough.
I'm taking this one. I like it.
Sky is the limit for
Looks
price.
good. Then over here, David, we have our portrait boxes. So again, this is kind of second in line to the wall art. So again, anybody within the community, if you have urgent needs, we can work with you on this. So this is an example of the Go Book. And then we'll have the fine art prints, a little space for fine art prints, and then we have the USB. The material is the cloud leatherette. We'll have other material options available. I know we have a lot of requests for this product.
How custom can be made?
How customized?
There can be ennoblements and things like that?
So this is color overprinting. We can actually this is laser engraving. Sorry, but we can do laser engraving, color overprinting. There's wonderful options. You can see this is laser engraving on the wood fiber. So this is the prints and the USB. We have a couple of other options.
It's a linen?
This is the wood fiber. No, this is linen, sorry. Linen, white linen. And we have matted prints with the USB. So portrait boxes, we have been working on the online order form, so it's coming. You can see we have the product, and I know we've been showing the different concepts to you, and I appreciate your feedback and patience with us. Okay, and then the last one is the boxes, and then we're going to conclude. We have portrait boxes. What I love about this program, the lid stays open. We're also looking at debossing the mats, and then we have fine art prints. If you have any other questions, we will be answering them online. I want to thank all of you for joining us today.
One quick question. Is it possible just to order prints?
Yes, right now you can order just prints through the Surprise collection, and if you have a need for larger prints, just reach out to your sales representative and they can help you with that. Okay, signing off. Thank you so much.